Did you know that 99% of people trying to learn AI are getting it all wrong? It sounds crazy, right? But after teaching thousands of students, I've seen the same mistakes over and over. People jump straight into complex code and fancy algorithms, get overwhelmed, and then quit, thinking AI is just too hard for them. But what if I told you the real secret to mastering AI isn't about being a math genius or a coding prodigy? It's about understanding a few simple, core concepts that most beginners completely miss. Stick with me for the next few minutes, and I'll reveal these fundamental ideas that will change the way you see AI forever. This isn't just another tutorial, it's the missing foundation you need to truly succeed. So, what is this big secret? It all boils down to one thing: understanding the why before the how. Most beginners are obsessed with the how to write the code, how to use a library like TensorFlow or PyTorch. But they never stop to ask, why am I doing this? Let's break it down. At its heart, AI is about teaching a computer to make decisions, just like a human does. And how do we humans learn? We learn from experience, from data. Imagine you're teaching a toddler the difference between a cat and a dog. You don't give them a textbook of biological classifications. You show them pictures. You say, this is a cat, this is a dog. After seeing enough examples, the toddler starts to recognize the patterns. Cats are usually smaller, they meow, they have pointy ears. Dogs are often bigger, they bark, they have floppy ears. That's exactly how most modern AI works. We call this machine learning. Instead of writing explicit rules for every single possibility, which would be impossible, we feed the computer a massive amount of data, thousands, even millions of pictures of cats and dogs. The AI algorithm then looks for patterns in this data, just like the toddler did. It learns the features that tend to distinguish a cat from a dog. The learning part is just the computer adjusting its internal parameters, its understanding, to make better predictions. This is the first fundamental concept. AI learns from data, not from a set of predefined rules. Most beginners skip this and just start importing libraries, not realizing they're building a house without a foundation. This leads us to the second core concept, the idea of a model. You'll hear this word everywhere in AI. An AI model is simply the brain that the computer has built after learning from all that data. It's the end product of the training process. Think of it like the toddler's mental concept of cat and dog. Once the toddler has this model in their head, you can show them a new picture of an animal they've never seen before, and they can make a pretty good guess. That looks like a dog, they might say. Similarly, once we have a trained AI model, we can give it new, unseen data, and it will make a prediction. The model is the output of the learning phase and the engine for the prediction phase. So when you hear someone talk about training a model, they're just talking about the process of showing the computer data so it can build its digital brain. Now, let's talk about the fuel for this entire process: data. This is the third, and arguably most important, basic concept that beginners overlook. Garbage in, garbage out. It's a classic saying in computer science, and it's 1,000 times more true for AI. If you train your AI on bad, biased, or insufficient data, you will get a bad, biased, and useless model. Let's go back to our cat and dog example. What if all the pictures of cats you showed the AI were black cats, and all the pictures of dogs were golden retrievers? The AI might incorrectly learn that cat means black animal and dog means golden animal. It hasn't learned the true essence of cats and dogs, only the biases in your data. This is why data collection, cleaning, and preparation is such a massive part of a real-world AI project. Beginners love to download a clean, perfect dataset and jump to model building. In reality, data scientists spend up to 80% of their time just getting the data right. Understanding the critical role of data is a huge step toward thinking like a real AI practitioner. So we have learning from data, the concept of a model, and the importance of good data. What's the fourth piece of the puzzle? It's the idea of training and testing. How do you know if our model is actually any good? We can't just trust it blindly. This is where a crucial technique comes in. We take our big pile of data and split it into two parts. A large part, maybe 80%, we call the training set. This is the data we show the computer to let it learn the patterns. The remaining 20% is the testing set. We keep this data completely separate. The AI never sees it during training. Think of it as the final exam. After the model has been trained on the training set, we use the testing set to evaluate its performance. We show it the images from the testing set and see how accurately it can classify them. This gives us an unbiased measure of how well our model will perform on new, real-world data. So many beginners train their model and are thrilled with the 99% accuracy, not realizing they are testing it on the same data it learned from. That's like giving a student the answers to the test beforehand. The real test is its performance on unseen data. These four concepts: learning from data, the model, the role of data quality, and the trained test split are the bedrock of machine learning. But you might be wondering, what about all the different types of AI? Like machine learning, deep learning, neural networks? It can seem like a jungle of buzzwords. Let's demystify it. Artificial intelligence, or AI, is the big, overarching field. It's the broad idea of making machines smart. Machine learning, or ML, is a subfield of AI. It's the specific approach we've been talking about, where machines learn from data without being explicitly programmed. It's the most dominant and successful part of AI today. Now, what about deep learning? Deep learning is a subfield of machine learning. It has a special technique within ML that uses something called neural networks with many layers. That's where the deep comes from. These deep neural networks are particularly good at finding very complex patterns in huge datasets, which is why they've been responsible for recent breakthroughs in image recognition, natural language processing, and more. So, think of it like Russian dolls. AI is the biggest doll, ML is inside it, and deep learning is inside ML. They aren't competing ideas, they are nested concepts. Understanding this hierarchy clears up so much confusion. So, let's recap the fundamentals that 99% of beginners miss. 1. AI learns from patterns in data, not from hard-coded rules. 2. The model is the digital brain that results from this learning process. 3. The quality of your data is everything. Garbage in, garbage out. 4. You must separate your data into training and testing sets to know if your model is actually good. And 5. Don't get lost in the buzzwords. Understand the hierarchy. AI is the goal, machine learning is the approach, and deep learning is a powerful technique within that approach. If you can truly grasp these 5 core ideas, you'll be light years ahead of most people starting their AI journey. You'll stop seeing AI as magical black boxes and start understanding the logical process behind them. You'll be able to read articles, watch tutorials, and even start your own projects with a level of clarity and confidence you didn't have before. You'll know why you're preparing data a certain way, why you're training a model, and how to properly evaluate it. This foundation is the key that unlocks everything else. Instead of memorizing code, you'll start thinking like an AI problem solver. The next time you see a cool AI application, like a self-driving car or a language translation app, try to break it down using these principles. Ask yourself, what data was it likely trained on? What is the model trying to predict? What kind of biases might be in the data? How would its creators have tested it? This way of thinking is the first real step to not just using AI, but truly understanding it. Forget about the complex math for a moment. Forget about writing hundreds of lines of code. Start here. Start with the basics that everyone else is skipping. This is your unfair advantage. I hope this has been a light bulb moment for you. If it has, and you want to continue building on this foundation, make sure you subscribe to the channel. We dive deep into these topics, but always with a focus on understanding the why before the how. We're building a community of learners who want to master AI the right way. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.